Hello everyone. The project I'm working on now is making my own Slate coasters. I don't like the ones you buy that are very skinny, very thin, chipped edges. They look cool and all, but I just wanted something different and better. So I ordered this Montauk Black genuine stone. Neat little emblem there. These are 12 by 24 inch pieces, and they are 3/8 of an inch thick. You can see they're very thick. Here's one that I've already cut out. I just wanted more thicker, more robust coasters, and I wanted them perfectly round. I think the overall effect is going to make them more desirable. Thick, heavy-duty coasters made of genuine stone. And the way I'm doing this, I've got this 12 by 24 sheet of stone clamped down to my drill press. Just a cheap Ryobi drill press that works perfectly well. This is my new keyless chuck I installed on this drill press. And I think I posted a video of that. Inside there's an opening, and you have what comes with your drill press is a piece of metal, teardrop shaped. You slide it into that opening when this is down far enough, and you knock the keyed chuck out, which this is the old keyed chuck, the old style chuck where you had to put a key in there and had a little gear drive. This is a tapered shaft, so that piece of teardrop metal slides over to the end of this, and you drive it through, and it pushes the keyless chuck out. So that's the old keyless chuck. Then all you do is install it drives the key chuck out, not the keyless chuck, sorry. I drove out the keyed chuck, and then I had purchased this on Amazon. So you push the keyless chuck up in, give it a little tap, and it's in. It's a tapered fit, and it just stays in. So on that, I have this diamond encrusted hole saw, which is, I'm trying to get my tape measure out here, which is, got things in my way, I believe it's 4 3/8 to 4 1/2. 4 1/2. So this is a 4 1/2 inch hole saw cutter. And after cutting this piece out, I end up with a 4 and looks like 5/16 perfectly round coaster. Yep, 4 and 5/16. So it's a nice, hefty, heavy-duty coaster, which I think after I laser engrave it, it's going to be awesome. But that's my own opinion. Here I've started a new one and realized, hey, I should be filming this. So I ran and grabbed my camera stand. I'm going to be setting the camera stand up now. Not camera stand, but cell phone stand. Alright, you should be able to watch me cut this piece out. I'm just taking my time cutting it out. I've done some pre-cutting on other types of ceramic tile, and the tile likes to break up, the thinner tiles. Here's a picture of a tile I cut out with a different hole saw cutter, and then I laser engraved it with this scene, mountains and a lake and some trees. So this Norton white tile process can be performed on any colored tile. Doesn't have to be white tile. And that was my process that I wanted to try out. I'm like, hey, why do we have to always do it on white tile? So I had cut this out with a smaller hole saw, and I have two of them here. Then I laser engraved them with this nice scene, and with the porcelain tile, and it was an interrupted cut. You could see how it started like breaking and chipping. So I ordered a better cutter. This one has less of an interrupted cut. It just has these really little tiny slots in it. The other one had large slots in it, creating a interrupted cut that was chipping the porcelain. But after I laser engraved these, I think they look pretty good, and they're not white. You still use the white paint or the white marking paint to get the laser to engrave on this, and this is permanent. You can't scratch it off. I have a video posted where I'm scratching at the surface with a knife, a heavy-duty knife, and it doesn't affect it at all. So I want these larger 4-inch coasters, 3/8 of an inch thick, perfectly round. And that's what I'm working on right now, and I'll fire it up and you can watch. Also in the background I have my dust collector on, catching what little dust I can. Work it back and forth to clean up the edges, make them nice and smooth. What'll happen is the piece will get caught up inside the hole saw, so I want to shave it down a little before it gets caught up in there to make it easier to get it out of the hole saw, get the piece out of the hole saw. Pushing very hard. I just want it to barely cut as it's going down. I'm not trying to force it. I'm going to clean up the edges some more. Now I'm going to drill down farther. It's almost through, I believe. want the piece to drop very far, so I'm going to set this here, and on the opposite side there's a lock that will hold this down. This piece right here, you turn it, it's a screw, you turn it and it locks this shaft so it won't move up and down. So when I knock the piece out of there, I don't want it to fall too far and chip or something like that. Damn, I just knocked my table out of level. Perfectly level. Put it right back. Alright, so I take, where did I set? Oh, there's the piece. I sat my tools down. There it is. I just use a screwdriver and Allen wrench. I set, there's holes in the side. There's 2 holes in this thing. And they're opposite each other. I'm going to move my suction hose, my dust collector out of the way. Just got it sitting up here with a clamp holding it. Clean up as I go. Just makes life easier. Do the same thing with dishes. Clean up as you go. Use it, clean it. Right, so I'm inserting the screwdriver in this little Allen wrench, and I'm going to apply upward pressure against the top of the hole, which will push down on the piece. There it goes. It just popped out. Now I'm going to loosen up the shaft and let this go up. Now I can pull this out of here. And there you have it. A nice, thick, robust slate coaster. You got on the bottom, there's some natural like waviness of the stone from whenever they cut the slab out. That's not going to matter. What's important to me is the top surface is perfectly smooth and round. These are my 4 1/4 inch, 4 5/16 inch slate coasters that I will be laser engraving. What I've been doing with these thinner slate coasters is I sand the top surface down because it's very wavy. I sand it down smooth and flat. Then I spray paint it with black paint. Then I engrave it. I'm going to bring you over and show you what one of those pieces look like. All my boxes and stuff here. Please excuse the mess. Okay, here is one of the thinner, rough, chipped up slate coasters, and you can see it's been sanded smooth on the surface. Then I spray painted it with black paint. Then I engraved it, and as you can see, that black paint really makes the engraving pop. And I'll be selling these on eBay. I have an eBay store. Alright, here's some other slate coasters. Not slate, but tile. And look, I used a teal tile. And the Norton white tile process works on any tile that has a glossy finish. And I've done it on non-glossy finishes. The process also works on non-gloss tile. I'll show you some of those. And this is a set of 4. I created these pictures using AI. I just said I want palm trees and flowers and I told it to generate 4 different options. And this is what I got. These are the 4 palm trees with flowers. I thought that would be fitting to go with the teal color. I have 2 sets of those made so far. That is also permanent. You know, that stuff doesn't, you can't scratch it off. You could grind it off. Get a grinder and grind it off. Then you'd be damaging the tile itself. You'd literally have to damage the tile itself to remove this laser engraving. Okay, this is the first piece I cut using my new 4.5-inch hole saw, and then I engraved it with, it's a saw blade scene with ducks in the background, like a swampy area. So this white tile method works on anything. This is not the white tile method, this is for slate. But this is using the white paint. You use the white marking paint. You coat this with white marking paint, let it dry, then put it in your laser engraver and fire it up. I'll show you the white marking paint. This is stuff that they spray on like football fields, soccer fields, construction marking paint. It's water-based. So after you engrave your tiles, you just wipe it off with water and a paper towel. It wipes right off. There's no endless sanding, scrubbing, nothing like that. Just wipe it off by hand. So there you have it. I just finished cutting the second one of these out. They are perfectly sized together. So I'll bring you back after I get several of these cut out and figure out what design I'm going to put on these. I'll sand them down, paint them, and then laser engrave them. And then I'll bring you back to see the rest of that. Thanks for watching.